Hello, Buddhas. Today we are going to be talking about recognizing when you've made progress. Now, Buddhas, before we get started, I've got a playlist down below in the doodly-doo with well over 100 videos, close to 150 actually, talking about spirituality, law of attraction, and how to be Buddha. So if you want to check that out, it's down below. Would really appreciate it. And now let's get into today's subject, which is recognizing when you've made incredible progress and when it happens, what you should do. I'm going to explain this with a bit of an example that happened to me the other night. I was out and about buying some ice cream because I had a hankering, had a craving, and I thought at the same time, you know what, I'm going to grab myself a lotto ticket because I like to play once in a while. And I was in the store. There was a man ahead of me who was not 100% entirely all there, but the clerk was being really good with him. And then it was my turn, so the clerk had been working pretty hard with this guy. He was a little flustered. And I went to purchase my lottery ticket, which was, I think, $6. No, it was a ticket and a drink. So I got a drink and a ticket, which ended up being about $6 or $7. And I went to pay with my phone, tapping on the machine, and he had charged me $27 for that. And I looked at it and I was like, oh. And he looked down at it as well and was like, oh, that's not right. And I was like, no. And I just kind of laughed. And again, like, we're all wearing masks first, so all you can see is this, and I'm very serious and scary. But, in a big winter coat too. But I was just like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll figure that out. And he's like, yeah, no, we're good. So he gave me cash for the difference of the price, and all was well with the world. But the reason that I bring this story up, right? Because I went to buy something for $7, let's say, and I was charged $27. There's a past version of me that would have looked at that and gone, what the frig are you doing charging me $27 for this? You, Mr. Clerk man behind the counter, are a complete and utter idiot. And whether you say it or not, if you even think it, it's real. Because thoughts are things. But what I recognized in this instance was that I didn't even go there in any way whatsoever. I saw the mistake on the money, and I just went, oh, I think there's a mistake here, right? And as soon as I said that, as soon as it was like acknowledged between the two of us, the man was instantaneously, yeah, no, sorry, let me fix that, blah, blah, blah. Like, he went immediately and resolved the problem in a very amicable way. There was no negative discourse between the two of us. And this is such a beautiful little story because I was walking out of the store afterwards and I was thinking to myself, man, I used to work in retail. And if you make a mistake when it comes to money, especially with, well, there's two sides of it. If you make a mistake when it comes to money, your boss is going to wring your neck. Because it's the only thing that retail bosses care about is whether or not your float is accurate. And if you're a customer, if you make if you're dealing with a customer and you make a mistake with money and you overcharge them for something, if you undercharge them, they never care. But if you overcharge them for something, they are going to have a fit. I have seen it. And I just wanted to let all of you know that when people react in those ways, and I'm guilty as charged, been there, done that, those are choices that those people are making. But it's not a choice that they made in that moment. It's a choice they make about their life constantly. About, am I going to see the advantage in this, or am I going to see the negative aspect of this? Is everyone out to get me? And when people have those general standard thought patterns, these little incidents, is $20, right, turn into the end of the world for these people. And I think that's a little bit sad, because now that I've witnessed it, I understand that, yes, you know what? This man here nearly got $20 from me if neither of us had noticed, and then I could have looked at my bank statement later and been like, oh my god, $20, meh. But even if that had happened, I'm not destitute to the point where $20 is worth negative emotion. It's really not. And we believe, we are ingrained to think, we are conditioned to believe that negative emotions are a normal set point. And that, Buddhas, is depressing as hell. And when you realize that, and you start on this journey that you're on, if you're watching these videos, then you can say to yourself, man, all those times that I was upset about X amount of dollars or whatever, really, like, did the upsetness solve the problem? Let me know down below in the comments, because I would be super interested in knowing if being upset and super angry and hating things about it and yelling ultimately really resolved the problem. Getting you money is not the problem there, by the way. Or does having a good attitude about it and understanding that A, it's just money, and B, can all be fixed and resolved, does that actually solve the problem? Again, let me know down below, because I know what kind of comments I'm expecting in this video. It is 100% up to you. So what I'm trying to explain here in a little bit of a roundabout way is that when something positive happens, it comes through you, and you recognize that you didn't yell, you didn't get angry, you didn't even think negative, you're an idiot kind of thoughts about yourself or that person, that's a win, Buddhas. That's why these kinds of things happen in your world. These little inconsistencies, these little mistakes, these little je ne sais quois. Like, why did the guy put in the wrong number? I have no idea. That usually doesn't happen. But it did, because it was trying to show me that even in those kinds of situations, I have gotten to a point of maturity, that's ultimately what this is, conscious maturity, where I'm not freaking out about it. Even in my own head. And I think that that deserves celebration, Buddhas. So I will let you know that I did enjoy my tub of ice cream that night, and it felt oh so good, especially because I was in such a good mood, even though all these things had happened. Now, Buddhas, let me know down below if this has ever happened to you, and remember the most important thing of all, is to love yourself.